Yep, they're just phoning it in. You're not watching everything, it means nothing.
The large print giveth, and the small print taketh away.
You, sir, are an idiot.
You guys are talking about Maven from Tough Enough, right?
Ramble on!
What is up, Royal Ramblers? Welcome back to the Royal Ramble. I'm your host, as always, John Covey Cole, Tommy Thomason, Michael Loving in the studio, Rich Quick, Brian Resner. Guys, I feel like we're getting ready to have a party up in here. How's everybody doing?
Good. I'm extremely depressed because this is the party I'm invited to. Good Lord.
Hey, the champ's here, Rich. It ain't that bad.
It won't be for too long.
What do you mean you won't be here too long? You gonna start talking smack already?
I'm ready to talk smack and get it over with.
It's why I'm glad I'm in the middle, so I separate you two. So, that's why I'm here.
I ain't worried about him. You can.
I was afraid somebody was going to attack me like him, and that's why I brought my bodyguard,
Yeah,
Mr. Tommy.
that's what I was going to say. I'm surprised you made it into the house. John's got guys, you know.
I ain't
That
got
shows
nobody.
how little respect you have for John Covey Cole.
Yeah,
Or how little
you didn't
respect he has for you, rather.
You didn't even try to take him out.
Oh well, I didn't want to chair shot him like Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
You gonna
That's
give
right.
up the chair first?
Of course.
If he chair shotted you like Cody Rhodes, then we'd have all the
Then we'd be over.
yeah, we'd have all kinds of people hitting us up telling us we didn't need to do a chair shot in professional wrestling.
Right.
Crazy.
This week, in case you guys are curious, this week I am putting my Royal Ramble Championship on the line against that schmuck over on the end, Mike Loving. He's been talking about he wanted a shot at the championship for a while, so I figured I'd give him a shot. And then he comes in here and disrespects me, talking about he bringing a bodyguard. I invited you here. Why would I take you out?
You're John Covey Cole. Look what you've done in the past.
I ain't done jack squat in the past. That's allegedly done stuff in the past.
Well, we know how
Better
Okay.
people than you.
Okay. No. All right. Enough of this. It's time for you guys to hear the rules of the game.
Okay.
Since we're starting this out, and I am going to randomly hit you guys with these rounds. There are 5 rounds of questioning. There is absolutely no points stolen. You cannot answer someone else's questions. These questions are for you specifically. If you get them wrong, the points are lost. If you get them right, you get the points. Each question is worth 3 points. Each question.
Trace?
I'm ready to roll.
That's
3
Spanish
points.
for 3, Michael.
So I don't know how to
now-
count.
Now here's the way it's going to go. At any time that I see fit, I'm going to say round 1, and if
Fight.
it's round 2, I'll say round 2, and that means everything stops, and I ask each of you a question to see, and then at the end we'll see who's got the most points, and we will declare a winner. Got it?
Okay, yeah, I got it. I got to go to the Facebook comments real quick, Rasner. There's some madness going on over here. Linda Childers says, we want Derek. Well, Derek's not here, honey. You tell Derek to quit running his mouth about people. Maybe he can come back on the show.
John Covey Cole, did you just call a grown man honey?
I did, sweetheart. What's it to you?
Do you want to lose points before we even get started today?
You should hear
Then
him
you
in
back it
softball.
up by calling me sweetheart.
And this is a man you call champion.
I am the champion.
No, you won't be for too long.
And Ben Cliff says, if Michael Loving, a.k.a. Renee from Storage Wars, wins, does that mean he's going to be on the Ramble every week? Sure, why not? If he can beat me, yeah, sure, I'll let him on every week. But he ain't
That
going to
is
beat
so
me.
funny because I had once likened Ben Cliff to the United Kingdom's Mike Loving. They have so much in common.
Oh, yeah.
They should be friends.
Yeah, you should know something about friends there, Rich.
He should. He has plenty
yeah,
of
yeah,
I
friends.
have a ton of them.
What happened to
So
that?
I'm just an
what happened?
olive branch to you because we got to be on the same show.
What happened to that faction you had there, by the way, there, Mr. Rich?
Oh, they're all doing wonderful. They're all doing great.
Are they around
And
you
so
right
am
now?
I. We're just in different places right now. Dude, We did wonderful. They're doing wonderful. Everybody's good. How about you?
Hey, I got my bodyguard. I'm good.
I'm sorry. No disrespect, Tommy, but this is your bodyguard. You want me to be scared of Tommy?
Hey, this is the meanest guy from Princeton.
Oh wow.
Well,
He means all the disrespect to Princeton, West Virginia. Just know that. If you're
Hey,
in Princeton,
Rich
West
said it,
Virginia,
not me.
look for Mike Loving. Talk to him.
but yeah, I like your rules there, Resner. That makes things interesting. So what you're saying is we're going to go on with the show as we normally would, but just throughout the show you're going to surprise us, right?
That's right.
All right.
So kind of like a Royal Rumble type thing.
Sure.
At any moment, I could drop around on you, and we have to stop doing whatever we're doing.
Well, this week on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing the art of repackaging. We want you guys to build a successful tag team package out of 2 underutilized WWE superstars. And look, there they are right there, Tommy Thomas and Michael Loving. I'll be dang on. But that's where we're at.
What's their tag team name?
Oh, now he came up one time and said vicious and delicious, and my child asked, is it because that I'm edible? You know, the delicious part being, another character.
Vicious and Delicious, that was taken already, wasn't it, by Steiner and Buff Bagwell?
I think so.
I want to know who's delicious.
I'm vicious and he's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll take your word for it, Resner.
KFC.
You can try them.
That's all I'm going to say.
You can taste them both.
KFC.
Sounds like Mike Loving's already got figured out who's delicious.
I'm
I'm gonna take his word.
Let's go ahead and start the pros and cons this week, guys. Some stuff happening in wrestling this week. Even more stuff's happening next week. It's going to be interesting. We'll get more to that later, but this is more or less the past week in wrestling. Mr. Bodyguard, I'm going to let you start with the pros and cons from the wrestling world. It can be any promotion. It can be anything wrestling related whatsoever.
Well, my pro this
You
week.
want to start with pros? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with the pros because I've had an interesting weekend, and I've got to film the very last time that Jushin Thunder Liger will be in Charlotte.
Very cool.
And I got to work with him, and that was a really cool experience. And the show that we had at PWX was a real great show. It was the biggest show they've ever had. So it is a good experience.
I can't argue with that one. That's pretty cool, man.
It's nice. A lot of the New Japan guys there. Rocky Romero was there. I mean,
Did you sneak a peek under the hood in the back?
Actually, I shook hands with him without the hood.
No kidding.
Yes.
Very cool. A lot of people can't say that. Even people that's seen him, been around him, or whatever. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Was you surprised at how he looked, or was he kind of what you thought he was?
He's asking, is he pretty?
Is he pretty?
And do you think he'd like John?
Because I remember when they took Juventud Guerrero's mask off, I was like, man, they should have done this a long time ago.
He kind of reminds you of the way Muda looks, but without the beard and cauliflower ears.
I love cauliflower.
Yeah.
You're proving my point. I love this. Next subject.
Next,
who's the most bangable luchador? That's for next week.
Hey, I don't know if you guys here on the show today heard about Ricochet's video that he put out a couple weeks back.
I've seen articles on it. I haven't seen the video. I'm not even looking at the video.
You've seen the video, Lovey. Quit lying.
John, you're the one that talked to me about it, so I guess you saw it first.
Okay, listen. You've totally banned me from talking about certain subjects on the Ramble. How do you get to talk about
Are you
this
banning me
week?
now from talking about Ricochet's
you see
banging?
You see how he is, Resner? First he kicks Derek out the door, then he bans you from talking.
Listen, we're talking about the United States champion. Have some respect.
I agree with that.
Well, what's your pro this week, Mr. Loving?
My pro this week comes from actually last night. It's one of the best promos I've ever heard since CM Punk's pipe bomb.
Oh, damn it.
Is the Kevin's Owen promo from SmackDown. I believe that is the actual. I believe that is not a work. I believe that is real.
What? You think they're really going to let him come out there with a microphone and talk shit about the company? You think that's real?
I think that's real.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I gotta jump in with my pro now.
I don't know. I'm gonna jump in before you do because that's my pro too. That's brilliant.
My pro.
Well, welcome to the party.
That
all
was
I can
my
tell you.
pro.
Welcome in the party.
So let's all take turns. Covey, go ahead.
I'm not going to say that I think it was a shoot like Michael over there on the end says, but it was brilliant and it was great. And it's kind of Stone Cold Steve Austin 2.0 is what they're trying. You got the Stone Cold Stunner already, and then you got the promo and Shane kicked him out the building, and I love it. I'm anxious to see where it's going to go, and I'm hoping it's not one of these things like they did back when Owens first come back and where they tease us with a baby face for 2 or 3 weeks and then turn him heel again.
The only reason I think it's real is because I think that's half the way the wrestlers feel in the backstage area right now. Because if you notice, there's a lot of wrestlers not being used on Raw or SmackDown, and I think Kevin Owens took it to perspective. I think he's a locker room leader.
He gives a shit about any of those other wrestlers in the back.
I think he does. Just like you don't care about your challengers, John Covey.
Only ones that Kevin Owens really cares about is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're so tight knit that I don't think he really cares about.
I'm going to say this, Loving. I think there's a lot of truth in what he said, but if you're under the impression that he went off the script and went out there and said all that without the McMahons being knowledgeable of it, you're insane.
It's been known to happen.
Both are. It is our pro of the week. Let us speak. And we will get to your point. I probably promise.
Go ahead, Resner or Rich. You guys pick. I'll let y'all find it out.
Go right ahead.
All I was going to say is my pro is what they're doing with Kevin Owens, period. I think the promo was great. I don't think it was nearly as good as the pipe bomb. I don't think that it was a shoot. But I think that it's awesome that they've decided, hey, we're going to take the one thing that everybody's bitching about and bring it to the forefront and give them a champion, not necessarily like a belt-having champion, but a champion of their cause in Kevin Owens. And I think it's going to be great for Kevin.
Hey, did you say champion, Resner?
Yeah, you won't be champion after tonight.
I did say champion.
All right.
I do believe that Kevin Owens is a better heel, personally, but I'm excited to see this anti-establishment Kevin Owens face. I'm anxious to see where it's going to go.
Yes. Now, what I will say is that it was my pro as well. And this is not the first time that the writing team has brought real-life things into promos of what people say.
Sure.
People had come out like months ago and been like, our ratings are down because the writing sucks.
Well, hell, the McMahons come out there and said it.
And then they blame Baron Corbin for it, which I was like, oh, that's stupid. But, I think they're moving more into a trend of acknowledging what is happening in the real world. And I do like that very, very much.
Bro.
Don't you start. I would rather hear about Ricochet than hear any more bros out of you. All right?
Okay.
So, whatever. Resner pretty much said it all. You pretty much said it all. All I'm saying is that we are moving toward a trend where the writing is going to get more real to make it seem more shoot. But it was all, I feel that was all scripted. Because honestly, when he's up at the soundboard, you've worked a soundboard, all godchildren worked a soundboard at one point. Mute all the mic, like mute the mics, and the guy went, oh, click, like get him out of here. Like once he starts going for another mic, probably mute the other mic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You mean to tell me your sound guy is incompetent and don't know how to run his own equipment?
Like the sound guy, turn that mic off, but I can leave this one on. Is that good? Can I leave this? No, don't leave that. Okay, don't leave that one on either.
Come over here and show me which ones I need to turn off.
So clearly, no, that was not a shoot, just for obvious reasons.
Brian over sounded like the Ultimate Warrior with his snorting and everything. You all right, buddy?
Yep, I just got one thing to say.
What's that?
Round one.
Oh.
Round one.
All right.
Okay,
I'm the champ. I got to go second.
You go second.
I'm the champ.
You're the champ. You should go first.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna give him that. He goes second. Are you ready, Mike?
I am ready.
Mike Loving in 1998, the WWE introduced a new Midnight Express. Who were the members?
Was that
You gonna beat the champ, are you?
Was that Owen Hart and I give up on that one.
Okay.
Don't give the answer yet. Don't give the answer yet. Tommy, do you know the answer?
I remember one was Bart Gunn, and I want to say the other was Al Snow.
Okay. Well, I've got it right
May
here.
I?
You can here. Just say I'm going to set you up, and then you can give us the answer. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. What you're thinking of, Tommy, is the New Rockers. The New
Okay.
Rockers were Al Snow and Marty Jannetty.
Okay.
What you were thinking, Mike Loving, was the New Foundation, which was Owen Hart and Jim Neidhart. But the New Midnight Express was
it Beautiful Bart and Bombastic Bob?
That is correct. Bob Holly and Bart Gunn made up the New Midnight Express. All right, John, are you ready?
Yeah, I suppose.
In WCW, there were a tag team called the American Males. Who were the members?
Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs.
That is correct.
Yeah.
3 points to the champion.
How you looking over there,
All
Mike?
right. Now let's go to our cons.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, please do.
Here's a con that's going to shock everyone, including Lyndon Childers.
Oh, Linda's watching right now.
Well, Lyndon, I hate to tell you, but my con is Kofi Kingston.
Thank you. Finally, somebody besides me says it.
This title run has ran its course with me. I am tired of the champion throwing pancakes.
Baby!
I am so sick of hearing baby. I don't like it anymore. I think it's great that he became champion. It's now time to move on, and I do hope that we see Dolph Ziggler or Kevin Owens with that belt very soon.
Okay. So,
What about Joe? He's got shot this weekend.
Well, I don't think Joe's going to do it.
not at Extreme Rules. It's going to be SummerSlam or WrestleMania before they get.
I would say it's going to be SummerSlam, and I'm hoping it's going to be Kevin Owen.
Lyndon Childers on Facebook, Brian. He said, "Oh, you son of a bitch, Brian Resner."
I'm sorry, Lyndon. I'm sorry. He just doesn't do it for me anymore. I was really happy when he became the champion. I really wanted it for him. But now it's like, man, okay, how much are we going to have to suffer with a half-assed champion just so that this guy can live his dream?
Thank you for joining the bandwagon. I've been telling you guys that for weeks.
It's not a bandwagon.
Months.
The bandwagon is definitely the ones that like Cody.
Well, yeah, but welcome
What
to
happens after?
We're in
What
like a
happens to
station
Kofi?
wagon. What happens to Kofi? You can get back in the title hunt. I think him chasing the title was more entertaining than him having it.
It's easy to get out of it, too. All you got to do is turn Big E or Xavier Woods heel, cost him the championship. That starts up a program with him.
See Big E. I would love to see Big E turn heel. I don't care. You could put it on Big E.
They should have turned Big E. Go ahead, Resner.
You can take it off. You can turn Big E and take it off Kofi with Big E, and you can even give Kofi the belt again. I don't care. You can give him a second run, but right now, this run is stagnant.
Well, Lyndon on Facebook, Brian, says, "Hey, it's all right. I already know they're going to make him drop it soon." John Covey Cole and Brian Resner. So you're telling me, Lyndon, you agree with me about Kofi Kingston, that you think his, like Brian said, his time is coming past?
The perfect time for them to have turned Big E heel was whenever he was facing Dolph Ziggler for the championship, because Dolph Ziggler and Big E had a past, and they should have brought that in.
You know, I agree with you, Mike Loving. I agree with that.
Whoa,
Brian, what's in the water down there in Florida, bud?
He
I'm
recognized.
just saying, Dolph and Big E do have a past, and it would have been a perfect time. But I do believe that Big E becoming the champion would mean a lot more. I would rather see that than see Dolph and E hook back up.
You know what I believe?
That the children are our future.
I believe the children are our future.
Good Lord.
What was you going to say, Rich? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, don't do that anymore. What I was going to say is, Big E could have turned earlier, but I think it was built up for right now, the perfect time. And we have had this discussion on the show before. Pretty sure it was my idea, but whatever. Is that I believe Big E should turn heel and then screw Kofi, or not try to screw Kofi, and then Xavier Woods be the special guest referee because he's trying to do this.
And turn them both.
And then Xavier Woods turns on Kofi, and him and Big E hook up, and they're heels. And get Big E out of that singlet, by the way. That's a big old muscular man. Let him show it. Put him in shorty shorts. Oh, but I thought of a different pro. My father was a midget, so I'll keep this short, okay? Was the Xavier Woods mention of like a three-way, and then he went, "Are we not? I mean, well, because he was in the video."
Oh yeah.
I popped for that.
I did too. That was a good one.
Oh, way to go. Paige was on that same show too. I wonder if she knew. So, carry on.
Actually, let's go ahead and move forward there. No sense in staying there much longer. Rich, what is your con for the week?
Oh, well, my con of the week was the whole Shane McMahon getting to pick the special guest or the tag team partner for Roman Reigns. I hated that whole build-up. It took way too much time picking, like, invalid people. And then, and as the guy walked out, I'm like, we'll get you a mask. I went, okay, it's going to be somebody. Who's going to be? Is it going to be somebody cool?
No.
Is it okay.
It was somebody cool.
It wasn't somebody over, though, cool, Brian.
But he lost. And it was like, so Cedric Alexander's on TV. I feel that they just, like, walked up to, like, whoever was backstage and went, skin tone check. Who matches that guy's hands? Like, who was it? Like,
well, it was obvious that it was Cedric as soon as he started actually doing stuff. If you've watched Cedric for any amount of time, you knew for a fact it was Cedric Alexander. The question is why?
Yeah. And that's my thought. I'm like, and then he lost. It was like, why did you do that to Cedric Alexander?
For no reason.
For no reason. He just kind of showed up and took it off, and they were like,
I'm not totally going to shit on it yet,
all right.
Rich. You're right, but I'm excited to see where they're going to go with it if they go anywhere with it next week. Because if they continue the storyline there, where Cedric Alexander is going against the Authority, also, I think it could be fun. If it was done right.
I think they're bringing all these 205 guys in live too, because they've noticed that 205 Live really ain't been doing too well. And I think they're really going to try to, like they're doing with Mustafa Ali over on SmackDown. I think they're trying to.
You're telling me you'd rather see 205 Live, Tony Nese's and Cedric Alexander. He's not a good example, but instead of Heath Slater or EC3 or I could go on.
Now I'm a Heath Slater fan. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's enough time on both shows to add cruiserweights. And I think
I agree with Mike Loving again.
Wow.
Again, I agree with Mike Loving. There is 3 hours on Raw. There is plenty of room for Heath Slater and Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese, and throw some Drew Gulak in there.
A little bit of Buddy Murphy.
Give me a splash of Buddy Murphy and a dash of Brian Kendrick. I want them all.
And I think
with big dash of Brian Kendrick and some Oney Lorcan.
I think with SmackDown moving to Fox too, I think that might help them out with ratings wise too.
Well, SmackDown's about to move to 3 hours too.
Yep.
SmackDown's going to 3 hours when it goes to Fox.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be directly, but I don't know if it'll be directly when it goes to Fox. But there's talks of it going to 3 hours.
You foxing with me?
I see what you did.
You heard that? Did you hear that?
Yep.
I ain't heard that. That's crazy.
Champ's got to keep up.
Listen, so you talk about keeping up. How many points you got, Mike Loving?
I'll catch up next round. There's always round 2.
There's round 2.
You
I'm going to
said-
kick that ass. There's round 3. I'm going to whip that ass again. And then there's round 4, and I'm going to lay that smackdown on that candy ass. And then there's going to be round number 5, where I walk away still the Royal Ramble champion. So you just sit over there and keep running that mouth.
Keep dreaming, Alice.
John Covey,
What?
prove it. Round 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Round 2. All right. This question goes to Mike Lovey. These are Who Am I questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, year 1995. I drew number 2, and Shawn Michaels drew number 1. At the end of the match, I'm still here looking across the ring at none other than Shawn Michaels. Who am I?
Would that be the British Bulldog?
That would be correct. 3 points goes to Mike Loving.
What?
Go!
Wow, Rich is shocked. Rich is like me. It's all right.
Are you shocked that it was the Bulldog, or are you shocked that Loving got one right?
Well, I would say a little bit of both. But, I mean, obviously the majority would be the fact that he got that right.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Did you not know the answer to that, Rich?
I did not. I was racking my brain. It was around, I was going between, like, was it Bret Hart? Was it Bulldog?
No,
was it
that was the
somebody
year
else?
that Bulldog and Shawn started it, and Bulldog and Shawn finished it.
Yep.
All right, John. It's the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, year 1996. Diesel just cost me a chance to become the WWE Heavyweight Champion. Who am I?
96?
Yeah. Diesel just cost me my world title shot.
I want to say Bret Hart or The Undertaker, but don't. I'm going to say.
You got to pick one or the other.
It was The Undertaker. Undertaker. Final answer.
It was The Undertaker. 3 points go to John Covey Cole.
Still on top, baby.
Wow.
You won't be for long.
Yeah, that's what she
Okay,
said.
okay. Pretend like nothing happened. Go ahead, Tommy. What's your con?
What do you skip me for? I ain't got to throw my con out yet.
You're the champ. You go last.
Look at this guy
Look at this.
flipping it on me. That's what I said, wasn't it?
To me, I think one of the cons this week is Rhino showing up at Slammiversary in a mask while he's still under WWE contract.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We're gonna talk about that later in the news section, but yeah, that's that. I didn't think that was a con. I thought it was kind of cool. It got people talking about Rhino, and he is under contract to the 17th, and he does have a 90-day non-compete.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really early, like 100 and some days early on showing up.
That's
I don't
interesting.
know.
Right.
My question is, how are they going to keep him under a hood for 90 days? And is that legal?
No.
I don't
We
think
should
so.
That's why
ask
it's
somebody.
good
If
to know.
only we knew somebody to ask.
I've already asked him, and he said that's where that information came from. He can't believe that he showed up there either. And he said his contract doesn't end till the 17th, and he's got a 90-day non-compete. So the question is, I mean, if he's not even telling one of his closest friends what the hell's going on, what the hell is going on? It's pretty interesting.
Ben Clef on Facebook, Tommy, this is for you. He says,
Yeah.
Tommy Thomason, that is definitely not a mint. What the hell? Who's eating mints? Rhino being back in Impact is a good thing.
I agree it's a good thing, but I think he should wait till, like you say, the legality is done with it.
Well,
He
me
obviously knows
personally,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, me personally, I didn't put him under contract, and I'm not working at Impact, so I could really give a shit less about his legal obligations. I think that it's cool that he's doing it because of the fact that it is illegal, and it's going to cause some drama, and I'd like to see some drama.
I feel like there's more to it than this because Vince McMahon's been known to be petty as hell. And I feel like Rhino knows something that we don't, whether there's a loophole in the contract or something, because that would be plumb stupid.
Or maybe the whole AWA WWE's in bed together isn't real.
AWA, you going back a couple years, ain't you, honey?
AEW.
AEW and WWE in bed together is not real, but the WWE is trying to get in bed with Impact to make Impact stronger so they can compete with AEW, and the WWE won't have to. So maybe they sent Rhino there.
Didn't Jeff Jarrett just go through a lawsuit with him?
He did.
And Jeff Jarrett's with the WWE now, correct?
He is.
But he don't run the company. He don't make those decisions.
Well,
Here's
true.
a more plausible, or even though that's a very good conspiracy
You cutting
theory.
half your head off, Rich. Slide to your left a little bit. There you go. There he is.
Okay, thank you. All right, so a more plausible conspiracy theory is that they just found somebody who looked a whole lot like Rhino body-wise.
That was Rhino. Did you watch the video?
That was definitely Rhino. Yeah.
If you watch the video,
Rhino?
that is for sure.
All right.
I like
Rhino.
Rich. Rich should be Rhino's attorney if this comes up in court. Like, that was allegedly Rhino.
That'd be a scary
Allegedly
attorney.
Rhino. I
Well,
bet
no one can confirm that it's Rhino.
I bet you Stephen P. New could find 10 guys with the same body type as Rhino.
If he can find Misla Fimioma on me, he can definitely do that.
What'd you say?
He's not
Did
gonna
you
find a
mispronounce
bed
that?
after a nice over this.
I can't even pronounce it. He pronounced it. How does that make me look?
Yeah. Well, I guess y'all don't have it, so it's good. All right.
But it's kind of
Where
like
we at?
to me, like the way Randy Savage closed the door at WWE when he left to go to Nitro that time. Where he's supposed to be in at Raw, and then he went and was on Nitro that night they was looking for him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the night that he banged Stephanie McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Rick Rude.
But I'm
Like,
thinking,
he's supposed to be there. Oh, he showed up on the next night.
Right.
He
Or
was
Lex
on about-
Luger. I mean, it's...
that Rhino's
Yeah,
just going to
there are
close
so
the
many
door
of those.
on himself if he ever wants to go back to WWE.
So you're saying that Rhino banged Stephanie McMahon? Is that what I'm...
I'm sure half the locker
That's
room probably
exactly
did, but,
what
you know.
Tommy said.
Yeah. Tommy Thomason. He
That's
said
what he said. Hey,
I
John.
diet.
I think I won't have to talk to Stephen P. New after this show's over with. See, yeah, about my legality.
Hey, John, what's your con?
Loving done did his.
I haven't done my.
Go ahead and do yours.
Oh, go ahead, Loving.
Forgot about you again.
What's your con, Mike Loving?
My con.
It doesn't matter what your con is.
Once again, you better be glad Tommy's in front of us because I'm about to come over with barbed wire and just get
I'm
ready
just
to
trying
attack
to
you.
have a friendly competition here. You talking about getting physical?
Well,
He brought a ladder last time.
yeah, I brought a ladder last time. I brought a lot more this time.
For a 2-foot ceiling.
But my con for this week goes back to Monday Night Raw. Rey Mysterio coming back from injury. If you're a WWE story writer, man, do not put Rey Mysterio getting beat down by Bobby Lashley as soon as he comes back from injury. Let him go over on somebody. Let him win.
What do you mean? He ain't got a future. Bobby Lashley has a future.
Bobby
They're
La-
trying to get Bobby Lashley over. Let him squash him.
I agree with Mike Loving again. I agree 100%. I couldn't believe they jobbed Rey Mysterio out in a match, his comeback match. I love Bobby Lashley. I want to see Bobby Lashley win every match that he's in, but not in Rey's comeback match. That should have been somebody. That should have been EC3.
Or Cedric Alexander.
Well, not Cedric. Really doesn't make sense for Cedric to do it. He's a face. It should have been a heel, and he should have lost.
Why ain't you agreeing with me, Cole? Because you're a champion. You're a so-called champion. You're a so-called champion.
I'm the damn champion. I got the
How
championship.
did you earn that?
It was acquired.
It was acquired. Okay.
It was acquired.
Just like Drake.
Okay, calm down, guys. What's John's con?
I got to touch on this whole Bobby Lashley Rey Mysterio thing. You guys got to look at the bigger picture here. Braun Strowman is Braun Strowman. He can't stay healthy, it seems.
Which
So
is
he's
a baby face.
Who's a babyface?
Bobby Lashley is a heel.
Bobby Lashley's a heel.
Resner said earlier that it should have been EC3. EC3 is kind of a heel, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can do heel and heel.
So you're saying you want to make Bobby Lashley beat heels?
No, you've got it all backwards, Rich. We're talking about who should have came out and faced Rey Mysterio.
Oh, got you.
I'm not even talking about that. If you remember, whenever Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe had a match at WrestleMania, the match was very short. Samoa Joe beat him clean, very quick. And then they had a program together until Rey got hurt. Well, now Joe's in a program with Kofi Kingston, so you can't really do that. I'm okay with Rey Mysterio coming back and losing so clean to Bobby Lashley. I'm hoping that, obviously it's not going to happen storyline-wise as far as the entertainment aspect, but wherever they were planning on going with Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush, in competition-wise, I feel like that's where they're going with Bobby Lashley and Rey Mysterio. Once again, I'm not ready to just write this off. Now, next week, the next couple weeks, there's no mention of Rey Mysterio and Bobby Lashley doing the thing, and then I'll be with you guys. But as of right now, I'm giving it a little bit of hope. That's just me.
I kind of wished that it would have been Leo Rush
in the
sweet janitor's outfit.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I was like, oh, good. He's paid his pittance. He's lost money.
See, that would have got over so much.
I was really hoping. I was like, oh, I really hope it's Leo Rush, but I know it's not going to be.
Right.
But the other thing is that it just shows how much they are trying to get Bobby Lashley over because everybody wanted Rey to win. It's his comeback match. It's Rey Mysterio, former world champion.
Yep.
No, he gets destroyed by Bobby Lashley
So I hate Bobby Lashley that much more now. He beat Rey so quickly.
But it's also to show that he has a chance against Braun Strowman. It's to build him to be a monster that can take down. It's like a monster against monster, except Braun Strowman's like bigger, But I feel that's the way they're going with that.
Well, I've been reading some articles that says that Heyman's really fond of Braun Strowman, and I think Braun Strowman's about to get the biggest push of his life.
You know what Mike Loving's fond of? D's nuts.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
You know what I'm fond of? Wow. Round 3.
Hey, you trying to take Brian's gimmick over there?
You don't book this, Mike Loving. You don't call the shots. You don't book your own angle. All right? This was probably a great place for round 3, and that was honestly a great segue, but we can in no way, in good conscience, do this right now. You do not call those shots.
Nope.
Shame. For shame.
Okay,
go to John's con.
My con, I was torn which one I was going to go with. I actually thought one of you guys would have one of these. So I'm going to pull a Brian Resner, and I'm going to share 2 of my cons this week.
I had 2. I was trying to be respectful. All right, go ahead.
All right, well, first of all, it was the Firefly Funhouse. Once again, not being on TV, which I kind of understand what they're doing there. They're wanting to make it disappear for a couple weeks and then come back with it and surprise you. Ta-da, here it is. But I don't like it. But since that one can kind of be rationalized, I'll move on to my other con, which is Finn Balor has not been on TV in forever, shows up, has a match, loses clean. What the hell? Why do you keep pinning your frickin' champions? It makes no sense.
None.
Champions need to be beat sometime.
Sure, but if the championship's on the line, you don't just have an exhibition to be having an exhibition.
That's why you earn championship matches.
No, you beat everybody else around you that's fighting for the championship. Work your way up. Climb that ladder that your crazy ass brought to the Ramble in the Bank. Get to it that way. You don't just go and beat the champion. Maybe once in a while, but this is something they do all the time, and it drives me nuts.
Prove that you earn a shot. The champion should not ever lose on television.
No.
Until it's a pay-per-view, and there's money to be drawn. And I sound so much like Jim Cornette. God.
That's scary.
Hey, did you, real quick, since we're not going to talk about this again, since you mentioned Jim Cornette, did you listen to Jim Cornette's Fyter Fest review?
I did.
Slide to your left, Rich. There you go, buddy.
Is it not?
No, I'm with you.
Is it not hilarious that he still doesn't know that Nyla Rose is a transgender
I think
person?
people scared to tell him. I think people scared to tell him.
Yeah, he still doesn't know. He was like, I didn't even have any idea she was a lesbian.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, like, what's up with Hawaiian Brian, the podcasting lion? Why can't you tell him that this chick's a dude?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I thought the exact same thing when I heard it. And I was like, hey, well, if I had Twitter, I would probably say
This
that,
right
but-
here is my problem with wrestling fans in a nutshell. Ben Cliff, I love you, but this is my problem with wrestling fans. He says, it was a good match, though, Covey Cole. So freaking what? You want to watch a good match, go watch New Japan. Go watch Ring of Honor. I want storyline in my wrestling. I want stuff to make sense in my wrestling.
Wait, what are we talking about?
No. He's saying that Ben Cliff, and I'm agreeing with Ben Cliff, even though he besmirches me online
Besmirches.
a lot.
That's the word. That's the word of the day, children. Besmirches. If you hear besmirches, say yay, besmirches.
He's from England. He'll get it. I don't even want to talk about Big Cliff.
A good match ain't good enough for me, Ben Cliff. That's
I was
just
just
me.
like,
If there's not some kind of rationality for the match or for the loss, if it was a schmoz finish and Balor lost because of some dirty antics, I'm okay with that. But to pin your champion clean, I don't care how good the match was. That's just me.
But it was a good match.
It was a good match, but
That's what he said, and you just.
But it killed it. At the end, the finish just totally killed it.
Like having a triple
See, I was
threat for
working
no
an angle.
reason.
That'd be like, hypothetically, this is not going to happen, but that would be like Mike Loving beating me today in trivia, and I'll be like, oh, good job, bud. I'm still a champ, though. What the hell? It don't make any sense.
Well, that's interesting because it's time for round 3.
Oh, right. I like this. Okay, here we go.
All right. We'll start with Mike. Mike, I need to know the wrestler who ended Tatanka's undefeated streak in the WWE.
That's racially offensive and has no place on our podcast.
Can you repeat that one more time, Resner?
I'm just going to do his theme song.
Tatanka had a undefeated streak of like 70-some people that he defeated, and he went undefeated. One man ended his undefeated streak. What was that man's name?
Was that Yokozuna?
That would be incorrect, sir.
Wow.
We talk about this often.
We do. It is.
Often.
I put that as your question.
Do you not
because
watch the
I know
show,
you watched
Loving?
the Royal Ramble.
I'll watch
He
it.
threw you a softball, is what
I
he's
did.
trying to say.
I threw you a softball. We talk about this all the time. I'm going to give Tommy a chance to answer it before I tell you all the answer.
He gets no points for it. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, it's just
Shoot, I'm trying to think. Was it Ludwig Borga?
There you go.
You damn right it was Ludwig Borga. Tommy should be the damn champ.
Hey, Loving, I told you he's going to be on my side for the night's over.
All right, John, I got a hard one for you.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
What is the
Rich, quick, get your mind out of the gutter.
I can't.
Actually, it's not that hard.
I make pills for that. You need some blue shit.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
At the 1988 SummerSlam, the Honky Tonk Man's record Intercontinental title reign was brought to an end. Who was the man who defeated the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental title?
It was the Ultimate Warrior.
It was the Ultimate Warrior. 3 points go to John Covey Cole. He's acting like a champion today.
Well, he sounded very unsure on that one, honestly. I thought he was going to lose that one. I was like, oh, I called dibs. I want this answer.
I was doing the press slam, though. You didn't see me over here?
No, I can't see you.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, all we can see is Tom.
No. You're the redneck John Cena. I really can't see you on the setup we have here. So
All I can see is Tommy Thomason.
Yeah, just grinning and being all red-faced right in the middle of my screen. Like, that's all I can see.
Hey, Rich Quick, Ben Cliff on Facebook wants you to know, can I just say, Rich Quick, I love you, really, buddy. I only besmirch you because I know you can take it. LOL.
Besmirch! Yeah!
And that, Mike Loving, is how you make friends.
I wouldn't make friends with you, Rich,
Hey,
because you're just like Covey. You know how to win by cheating.
who's cheating? I'm over here being you clean. Fair and square.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
You didn't earn that title.
You're
I'm
Clearly.
on either one of your sides, but you're starting to make me pick, and I don't like this.
What's the points over there, Resner?
9-3.
So yeah, it's not looking good. It's 9-3. Mike Loving's got a chance to maybe come out of this.
We got 2 more rounds.
Yeah, 2 more rounds that you're not going to answer correctly.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and then we will come back and talk about some stuff going on in the weekly news. Stick around. We will be right back.
Since 2001, drug companies dumped 1 billion opioid pills in West Virginia, causing over 3,000 overdose deaths and thousands of babies born addicted by no fault of their own. I'm attorney Stephen New. If you're the grandparent or guardian of a child born with neonatal abstinence syndrome, call me. I'll help you seek just compensation.
Call the law offices of Stephen P. New at 1-844-BAD-PILLS before time runs out.
2 attorneys, 1 location. Gavin Ward and Josh Miller.
Hello, my name's Gavin Ward. I'm an attorney serving Southern West Virginia. If you need help with a real estate transaction or closing, probating an estate, a property dispute, estate planning, or bankruptcy, give us a call. We can help.
Hello, I'm attorney Josh Miller. I serve Southern West Virginia. If you've been injured in a car accident or hurt on the job or charged with a crime, please come see me today. I can help.
For a free consultation, call 681-207-7400.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Rich, quick, just in time, bud, just in time.
Oh, thank the. Okay, what are we doing?
Whipping Mike Loving's ass. You want to join in?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you would, Rich. You would.
Ain't taking
You
much.
bet.
Yes, I just. Oh, you bet you there.
You know what this kind of reminds me of right now, guys?
What's that?
You got your Diesel and Kevin Nash here with his bodyguard. Well, bodyguard's outshining Shawn Michaels over there. And next thing you know,
I have a bodyguard too. Do you see Macho Man in the back corner
I
there?
see him in the back
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
He's looking, making sure no one makes any mistakes. Brother.
He's got Stephanie McMahon behind him.
No,
Oh,
she's,
yeah.
she's in front of him.
Oh, that's a great conspiracy. Well, we won't talk about that now, but put that in the bank for later.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's talk about some weekly news, gentlemen. There's a lot going on. So, Resner, would you like to start or you want me to start?
Go ahead and start.
All right, Kofi Kingston is reportedly dealing with a minor injury. Kofi is working through a minor injury ahead of his WWE Championship match against Samoa Joe at Extreme Rules on Sunday. According to WrestlingInc.com's Mark Middleton, it was announced at Monday's live event in Glen Falls, New York, that Kingston would be unable to wrestle due to injury. Kofi instead accompanied New Day partners Big E and Xavier Woods to the ring for their match against the B Team. Middleton added that a correspondent who attended the show said Kingston announced he was hurt in a match against Dolph Ziggler the night before, but would be ready for Extreme Rules. So there's that. I think it's a good time to get the belt off of him if he's hurt.
You gonna put it on Joe? You think?
I would. Why not? You don't need to have 2 baby faces on Raw and SmackDown as your champions. You need to throw a little heel into action, in my opinion.
I hear you.
Have a baby face chasing the heel champion.
No, I don't hate it. But I feel they're going to wait. They're going to get as much out of him as possible until SummerSlam.
Mark Scott on Facebook says, after tonight, Cole will be the undisputed champ. You damn right.
Yeah, cheating champ.
Cheat.
He's really starting to get over this whole championship thing. Now he's got fans. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a sad story waiting to happen.
All right, let's move on with the news. Ladies
The
and
story
gentlemen.
of Mike Loving's sex tape.
Yep, that's my news block here. No, Enzo Amore reportedly was involved in a confrontation with Joey Janela at a Lil Wayne Blink-182 concert.
Yeah.
Enzo took to Twitter this week to reveal that he had a confrontation with Janela at tonight's Blink-182 Lil Wayne concert at the PNC Bank Arts Center. It wasn't tonight. It was a little bit last week. Or actually, what was it, Monday? I don't know. Either way, it happened this week. According to Janela, he introduced himself to Enzo, which led to the shittiest fist fight of the year. After the introduction, Enzo claims to have slapped Janela's hands down once he realized who he was. And this is what Enzo had to say on Twitter. He said, "I'm glad you introduced yourself because I couldn't pick you out of a lineup. You don't want no smoke, and now I know it. There's only two things that smell like fish. One's fish, and Janela is straight pussy. Don't try and play that wrestling shit with me. You'll end up on fucking World Star." This was his words, not mine, John. So don't get mad at me.
Foxing.
He
Foxing.
said, "Where was the energy at? We ain't friends, Janela. Don't introduce yourself to me, Fox boy. I thought you were a fan. Ha 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 ha. The second I realized it was you, I slapped your bitch ass hands down and walked up to you with my hands up, and you ran backwards. I told my homie to feel it. Soft as Fox."
Yeah.
Janela actually acknowledged the exchange, tweeting, "Not a work, so I saw the dude, walked up and said, 'Hi, I'm Joey Janela at the Blink-182 show,' and we proceeded to have the shittiest fist fight of the year. I'm not a pussy, but we had fun."
They had video of that on Facebook, Brian, and it was pretty tense.
What do we got over here? Huh? Couple haters?
Now, actually, Enzo came out looking pretty good in that fight. He came out looking like the guy who was going to win that fight.
Joey Janela, I mean, this guy.
And then Joey Janela just backed way up, and Enzo just kept coming. And, like, Enzo actually acknowledged, he was like, "Hey, shout out to my whoever who was yelling at me to stop," kind of thing. And then Joey Janela commented about how he had too many, like, hard seltzers or something. Because Enzo kept calling him like, "Hey, I'm not going to fight a drunk dude at a concert." And so apparently Joey Janela was drunk. Enzo was like, and he acknowledged it. So it was like, that's where I thought you were going with that. So.
Hey, Enzo just needs to go hide. I never was a big fan of his.
I was, and I feel bad.
He's
didn't actually do it. He didn't do it. He's just an asshole in real life.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He's not a sex offender. He's just actually an asshole. And I'm like, well.
There's only one reason I like Enzo More, and that's his promo skills. His in-ring action is no justice.
Him and old Frank Gotch's boy had all kind of great matches. How you doing?
All right, John. What's your next story?
Johnny Impact is reportedly done with Impact Wrestling. He finished up. He actually wrestled at Slammiversary this past weekend without a contract. It expired several weeks ago, but he agreed to work through Slammiversary so he could put over X Division champion Rich Swann. PW Insider noted that while Impact was a free agent, well, that could be confusing. While Johnny Impact is a free agent, he is negotiating with Impact Wrestling to potentially continue working with the company. Dave Meltzer has now shed some light on his future. Here's what he said. "This is Johnny Impact's probable last match with the company. His future is not as known. He can go anywhere he wants, but the thing with him, and I know, is that he wants to be an actor. I know. Like a couple of months ago, he and I talked about what's going to happen when his contract's up and what he's going to do. And at that point, AEW was not a thing yet. So that's how it was months ago. So it's pretty much WWE."
I think if TNA was...
I'd be fine with him coming back to WWE. Why not? That'd be great.
I think TNA is smart. They need to go ahead and sign him back.
If he's smart, he'll get as far away from Impact. TNA's not a thing. If he get far away from Impact as he can.
Yeah, Impact needs him more than he needs
Absolutely,
Impact.
absolutely.
I mean, he's a talented guy.
And he's a name. People know who he is. You know?
Just like me.
Well, here's what I think he's going to do. Okay, I think he's going to go try to be an actor. Mm-hmm. He had that one movie that came out or whatever, that bounty hunter thing. Yeah. Look, he was on Glow. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But
he was on dog movie about wrestling. I watched it with the kids there years ago. It was it was cheesy as hell.
Yeah, of course. So what I think is going to happen is he's going to try his hand at Hollywood one more time, and then he'll go the way of Damien Sandow.
You mean the Millennial Killer?
The Millennial Killer, and I don't like that because Chance Riser is a friend of mine.
Are you afraid Mr. Sandow's coming to kill your millennial?
Yeah, and Chance is a little fella. He's still on my phone as Ginger Midget. All right, so, but Damien Sandow, yeah, he was going to go to Hollywood. He's going to be an actor, and I'm going to tell you what, Damien Sandow, Aaron Rex, whatever, is a much better actor than John Morrison. Okay.
Yeah. That was one of my biggest problems with Morrison in WWE. He was phenomenal in the ring. I haven't followed him through the years, but in WWE, his acting sucked. His matches were good, but I hated his charisma, if you will.
Cool dude, but
it's like putting Ricochet in a movie.
What kind of movie, Rich?
Yeah, what kind of
straight to DVD movie?
I got to work with Johnny
straight to the dark web.
Kingsport.
Well,
I mean,
I know.
Cool
I was
dude.
talking about WWE pictures. All their movies are straight to DVD. All you guys.
Come on, Rich.
And you
come
said
on.
I had my mind in the gutter earlier. I was talking about actual things.
Yeah, I didn't think he was following me when you said it was coming out to DVD. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
They need to put Rich Quick in a movie. So I'm actually going to say something good about Rich. They need to put Rich Quick in a movie.
I think
in a movie with Ricochet.
Yep.
Oh.
So Tommy Thomason, you said that you've got to spend a little bit of time with Johnny Impact. He's a pretty cool guy, you say?
Pretty cool guy. I mean,
do you agree with us, though? Is his acting lackluster at best?
Oh, yeah, you're definitely right on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and move on there, Mr. Resner.
All right. Since we're talking about Impact, I want to kind of touch back for a second on the fact that Rhino shows up at Slammiversary in a mask.
Allegedly.
And, it's no secret that Rhino was on his way out of the WWE after he declined an offer to stay with the company. When an interview with Chris Van Vliet last May, he noted that he was leaving the company on good terms and he didn't want to stay with them because he didn't want to become miserable. So it looks like there's an interesting thing going to happen with this. Like what I said about the 90-day no-compete clause and the fact that it doesn't even start until the 17th. He could be in some serious trouble here.
Who's to say that there's actually a 90-day compete clause? John Moxley left and
well,
did his
I
thing.
I was told by Heath Slater and also Dave Meltzer's talking about it.
I mean, if he's compete before his contract's out, I mean, I don't see why he's not in trouble.
Exactly. That's my thing. Go ahead, Rich.
I'm more concerned with the thing that he said of like, we're leaving on good terms. I just don't want to be miserable. That's like going, McDonald's and I are leaving on great terms. I just don't want to serve shitty food anymore. Like it's not like a thing that you say about like, oh, we're leaving on good terms. No, you are not. You are not. If you're going to say, I would stay here, but I'd be miserable.
Well, for one,
that's not cool.
Well, for one,
that's a shot.
Well, for one, Rich, I wouldn't eat nothing at McDonald's. You fix, but I agree totally 100% though that he should definitely get in trouble for sure.
I think you guys are pretty naive, especially you, Brian, to think that all of the contracts for these wrestlers are known by all of the other wrestlers. How many employers do you know that can discuss other people's, let's say, contracts or
well, it's
like
public knowledge. It's public knowledge that his contract doesn't end until July 17th. That is public knowledge.
Okay.
When
did Dustin Rhodes' contract expire? Didn't he get out a little early? Think so. He did. Yeah. I like what you was talking about earlier. I think it was you, Resner. The whole idea of WWE and Impact working together. I mean, there's your
Very
conspiracy.
possible. That's the whole reason that WWE helped ECW is they wanted ECW to get big enough to become competition with WCW. Therefore, they would no longer have competition. So it would be WCW and ECW competing for number 2 instead of WCW and WWE competing for number 1.
Well, if you remember, about a year ago when WWE did the special on the Hardys, they kept mentioning TNA. Actually had Dixie Carter on interviewing her on the show. So, I mean, that's a possibility.
Well, if you guys remember back at the end of WCW, Rena Mero come over to WCW to sit in the crowd. And I don't remember if there was legal action because of that, but she was still under contract with WWE at the time.
Well, Paige sat in the crowd when Del Rio was wrestling for Impact, but she's wearing a mask.
Well, Sable didn't have no mask. She was like, here I am, look at my titties.
Yeah.
I would feel that if you're under contract, you cannot show your face, but they know who you are.
I'll tell you what, there was one guy about a year and a half ago. We had an event at here in Beckley called CausaCon, and there was a gentleman by the name of Rich Quick that was banned from the building that showed up in a frickin' mask.
Yeah, I know. Another one of his cheap ways.
I actually waved at you, Mike Loving.
Well, I'm glad you waved at me because that was about the only good thing that you did.
My son was traumatized,
I still have
Rich.
my mask on, but
My son was traumatized, Rich. He sat next to you in the crowd for a while. And then when he found out it was you, he was tore all to hell.
And you still lost the match.
He was. That was an accident. Right now, that's in the past. In the past. The future is now. All right, listen. What is the next thing? I'm
sorry. I went off on a tangent there. John Moxley and AEW President Tony Khan helped pro wrestler who loses everything in his house fire. This past Thursday, a fire burned down the home of former pro wrestler Don Wright and his family while raising 5 grandkids. Hold on, the way this is worded, it burnt him down and his family? Anyway, I don't think it did. Don and his wife Sandy were away when their home was destroyed. There you go. Now they must start anew. A GoFundMe has been created to help out the Wrights. Donations will help with clothes, food, and school supplies, as school will be starting up for the children ranging from 4 to 14 years old after the summer. Who is Don Wright? Was he somebody, or was he just an independent wrestler?
Don and Ron Wright were big in Tennessee
and
Alabama. Don, he's a sweet guy. I've worked with him in Kingsport. Just real nice guy, down to earth. He's taught me a lot, sit and listen to his conversations. But if you remember Ron Wright, his brother was part of Smoky Mountain. He was the manager of the Dirty White Boy. That was in the wheelchair. Don, real nice guy. I read that last night, and I hate to see that happen.
Well, John Moxley and Tony Khan both donated $5,000.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah. That just goes to show how much these wrestlers care about more than just themselves.
Yeah. And taking care of somebody.
Tony Khan's a billionaire, so that's like a $5 drop in the bucket, but good on him for doing it.
Right.
Good for you. Look at Tommy Thomason pulling this weight. just throwing out
like I told you, Mike Loving, before the show's over, Tommy Thomason.
I know Ron White.
The only reason he would turn is because he plays softball with you. And only softballs are for girls, not for guys.
Wow. Hey, we play with the girls.
We play with the girls all right.
So let's talk about the next piece of news. We got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson do what everyone said they were not going to do and sign a 5-year deal with the WWE. Earlier this week, we noted that people in the WWE believe that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have either agreed to or were about to sign a contract that has now been confirmed that they are now they are now
married.
You're right.
They're married. They're married to WWE.
They are for 5 years.
Do you remember the movie Old Brother, Where Art Thou? Gentlemen, everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
John Goodman. It's all about the money, boys. And that's where it's at right now.
Yep.
And I know back when AEW was first getting started, we talked about it here on the show a little bit about Brian, I don't know if you remember or not, but you like Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, yada yada, are going to go to WWE. For some people out there, what's that, Rich?
I said wishful thinking.
Yeah. Well, fast forward, here we are now. Obviously, they didn't go, but for Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they're smarter than this. They realize that they're going to use them for a little bit and then back to the wayside again, but they're obviously enjoying what they're doing. You know, they probably have a family, and I know Luke Gallows has a tattoo shop that he does. I can't hate on the guys. I hope to see more of them. I would love to see Finn Balor get plugged in with them eventually. That would be great. But I was surprised they re-signed. I honestly am.
I actually agree with you, Cole. I think they should put Finn Balor in with the Bullet Club, or bring us into this, this group that you're forming, and add maybe one more person, and then there you go.
It should be AJ and Gallows.
Hold on, we are going to talk about this later on. I promise you, we have a weekly topic. All right.
Oh, okay. Rich is
and I have
teaser.
An idea. I'm giving a teaser.
Then that's great. We should skip on through and go to the next news story so we can get through the news, and then we will head to the weekly topic.
Alberto El Patron versus Tito Ortiz is set for Future Combat America's MMA show. There's no word yet on when or where the fight will take place, but it's rumored to happen in the last quarter of the year. El Patron has not fought MMA since his loss in 2010. So
it's probably going to be the headliner at his failed steakhouse somewhere.
It's going to be really interesting, I think, because Tito Ortiz hasn't fought in a long time. Alberto El Patron hasn't fought in a long time, and it could go really either way.
That'd be like having Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn fight. Right now.
They're talking about that too.
They're talking about that right now.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about that now.
Trying to be clever.
Since everybody else already said it.
Yep.
Yeah, I see what you did there, Rich.
And Alberto's getting up there in age because he's a year to the day older than me.
Well, that's sad. You consider yourself up in age.
It is sad.
Well,
you don't look a day over 50.
I appreciate it.
How old are you, Tommy Thomason?
I just turned 41.
So he's 42 years old?
Yes.
That's how old AJ Styles is.
Yes.
There's only so many AJ Styles in the world, though.
Well, that is true. Now, moving on to our last story, Chris Jericho says fans won't believe what he has to say at AEW Fight for the Fallen. AEW has just announced that Chris Jericho will have a live mic at Saturday's Fight for the Fallen event. There's no word yet on what Jericho will have to say at Fight for the Fallen, but he will likely push the match against Hangman Adam Page at AEW's All Out on August 31st, which will be to crown the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion. What do you guys think he's going to say?
Part of me wants to say that he's going to say something about when the weekly TV show is going to be on, but I feel like it's still too early for that.
Well, Chris said in reference to this, he said a live mic and a pissed off Chris Jericho at Fight for the Fallen. Let's just say you won't believe what I'm going to say.
Rich Quick's dying to speak over there.
I think it's a retirement match.
What?
I think he'll make it. If I lose this match, I will quit the business and never come back.
What?
And just rock it out the rest of the time.
No, it's obvious, Chris. I mean, if anybody's got a freaking brain at AEW, Chris Jericho is going to be the first champ.
Exactly.
They would be stupid. They would be stupid to start in October with Adam Page as the freaking champ.
Exactly. That is why he makes this if he beats me, I quit.
Oh, I'm with you.
I will. Yeah. I retire.
I'm with you 100%. I'm just saying there's no way. I mean, if Jericho isn't the first AEW champion, I'm really going to question the entire future of the company.
Absolutely.
Because you don't take some mid-card guy. And I love Adam Page. And I've been saying Adam Page should be a top player for a long time. But he's not. And he's not going to be just because you say he is. He's got to show a new audience that he is a top player. And a lot of these people probably have never seen Adam Page before. I know some of your fans that are showing up to AEW just because it's something different and haven't watched wrestling in a long time. They don't know who Adam Page is.
Right.
They know who Chris Jericho is. And in October, when they start on TNT, you're going to want a champion like Chris Jericho. You're not going to – I mean, really, like if I've got an AEW title, I'm thinking two names, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. One of those guys has got to have my belt, or my company doesn't mean anything.
Actually, I'm going to add a third name to that, Resner. That's going to be Kenny Omega.
No. Kenny Omega needs to take his Jerry Curl juice and go back to
Kenny
Japan.
Omega is one of the best wrestlers since Hulk Hogan.
Okay, well, he's boring as shit.
Well, he could beat you in a wrestling match.
I'm not talking about wrestling. I'm talking about storyline, Michael. He's boring.
Whoa. Kenny Omega has to do the same thing Adam Page has to do.
Right.
He has got to find a spot with this new crowd. This is not the same crowd that freaking freaks out about Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, I mean, really, honestly, from what he showed us in America, Kenny Omega is just a great value Seth Rollins. Now, some people may say I'm crazy for saying that. I really don't care what some people say. Kenny Omega has not reached that level in the United States yet. And once he does, then you can say something. But until he does, no. He's just same boat as Adam Page.
But my question is,
Chris
why is
Jericho or Jon Moxley?
If Kenny Omega ain't such a big deal, how come WWE was trying to sign him?
So nobody else will get him.
He's going to be a big deal. I'm not saying he's not going to be a big deal. I'm just saying right now in America, he's not. He's not going to be. The whole company's not going to be a big deal if you take somebody that half the audience doesn't know and make them the champion.
From what AEW has shown me right now, they won't be running for more than 3 or 4 years, tops.
Chris Jericho has to be champion.
He does. I agree. Somebody mentioned Jon Moxley. I can't remember who it was earlier, but that doesn't even hit home as much as Chris Jericho because people know Dean Ambrose. They don't know Jon Moxley, a lot of people.
No. And then that can lead to a Jericho-Cody feud to where...
Which we're building up to right now.
Oh, I love it. Right. Cody and Chris Jericho are honestly the only two things that I have really cared about in AEW.
So it's going to be Jericho.
Not me. MJF all day.
Well, see, he's good.
MJF could have a run at it and then lose.
Do you know what's crazy?
Now, hold on a second. Back to MJF real quick. I got to get this out because I know you guys are wanting to ramble, and I'm going to let you. But MJF, a lot of his pizzazz disappeared with me at this last event. And you know why it did? He's supposed to be such this rotten, horrible, mean-ass heel. Well, Cody gets busted over the head with a chair. Who's the first one out to check on him?
You got to be watching Be the Elite, man.
I know.
If you're watching Be the Elite, you know exactly why they did that. Because MJF is pretending to be Cody's best friend so he can get in with Tony Khan and run the company. That's
brilliant. That is brilliant. Put that on your show. Everybody's not watching Being the Elite.
No.
Did you
that
notice?
Is their show. That's the reason they got all this, was Being the Elite.
But did you notice that he said in that press conference about the chair shot, he wanted to make sure everybody know he was first on the scene for his best friend Cody.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're writing a story there.
I apologize. I missed that one. I apologize.
That's why MJF is the best. And Jim Cornette even said this week on his podcast, if you heard this, MJF is better than him at that age.
When he was 22. Yeah.
When he was 22. But still, he holds MJF in high regard, which for Cornette actually carries weight.
He's one of the few true heels still out there.
Well, you know what I was going to say about Adam Page is it's crazy to think that Adam Page is in the championship main event at All Out, and this past event, him and MJF were in there with two trash bag guys.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy sucks. I don't care if he's Luke Perry's kid or not. He's 157 pounds soaking wet, and he sucks. And I'm really going to catch some heat for this one, but I will tell you right now the what's the dude's name? The guy who looks like he's hanging out at the mall in 1996.
Oh, Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc is a trash bag wrestler.
No,
I can't get down with Jimmy Havoc, man. He does not look the part. He does not act the part. I
lost a lot of interest for John Moxley whenever he went up against Joey Janela, because I feel the same way about Janela as you do. What's his name? Help me out.
Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc, that guy. Yeah. I feel like those guys were somebody in their world, but they're not going to make it on this national level, in my opinion.
I feel like they are main event guys in a backyard somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Joey Janela did not win me over. He really didn't. And it made me be mad. And I agree with Cornette a lot of the time. I disagree with him a few times a few weeks back. But in this instance, he doesn't like John Moxley anymore. I can't say that. I still like him. But his fact is like, why would you take all that punishment for a free show? Why would you go into barbed wire? Why would you do all that stuff? I mean, granted, you're getting paid, but you're not getting a bonus. Come on. Why would you do that?
Why would you put John Moxley, your top guy, in there with some guy who looks like he doesn't belong?
Mike Loving, Tommy Thomason, you guys will learn when you're rambling with us. You got to get it in there. We ain't gonna wait on you, babies.
Well, all I'm gonna say is that I can't wait to see John Moxley and his appearances in the GW and the G1 tournament. I'm really looking forward to that.
Hopefully, he has better luck than you have here today.
Well, we'll see about that. We still got 2 more rounds to go.
Yeah, you're right. We do.
All right.
2 more rounds for me to embarrass you, pal.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to run another commercial, guys. Do you want to go ahead and start with this week's chatter for the weekly topic?
Round 4 starts now.
Oh.
Okay. Hold on. What's the points right now?
9-3.
We're not talking about points. Let's just do these rounds, man.
Okay.
Yeah, save the points for the final.
All right. This next round is called Real Names.
Oh boy.
Are you ready?
I'm ready as can be.
On this.
Mike, what is the real last name of Shawn Michaels?
Higginbotham.
What's that? Enunciate, please. Seriously, what was that?
Higginbotham.
You got to enunciate, buddy.
I think it's close enough. I'm giving it to him.
He's saying Higginbottom.
No, give it to him.
I'm giving it to him because I've heard people refer to him as Shawn Higginbotham.
That's not his name.
Morons call him that all the time.
I know. Fine. We just heard it right here.
All right. John, what is the real last name of the Steiner brothers?
I know this.
What is it?
Do you?
Obviously not. I mean, we're not paying by the hour here. It's.
I don't know what it is.
It's kind of hard. It's like Rottensteiner or Rothensteiner. Like Steiner's part of it. It's like Steiner's the last part of it, but
it's a real
So John, you gave up?
Yeah, I don't know it.
Yeah, he gave up.
Oh man,
don't know it.
Is it Steiner?
No, it's not Steiner.
No. Who else is guessing?
Rocksteiner. Is it Rocksteiner?
That's close. It's close enough. It's Rocksteiner.
I couldn't think of how the first part. I knew it was an R in Steiner.
And that's your champion right there. You can't even think of a name as a Rick Scott. You can't even think of a Steiner's last name.
How many questions you got right tonight, pal?
I've got 2 compared to your 3, but that's right. We still got one more round coming up. I feel that this one's final round is going to be really tough for you.
You know, the best possibility you can do is tie, Mike.
Well, you know what? There's always a tiebreaker.
Well, who the hell are you, Gorilla Monsoon? There's not always a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Man, I'm
Move
throwing
on
hell
to
of
the
a round.
topic. I've got one round left in me, and I'm going to hang on to it for a second.
This week's topic is the art of repackaging the tag team. Build a successful tag team package out of 2 underutilized WWE superstars. That means current superstars, correct, Brian?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to hold on to mine until the end because I'm the champion, like you guys alluded to earlier. Rich, are you wanting to start or?
I have 2, so I'll gladly start with them if you'd like.
No.
Well, we'll let Rich start.
2.
I have 2 too.
Look, we're not going to do 2 to start with. Get your 1 in first, then we'll come back around for the second one.
Oh, but I gotta go pee.
But what if you steal
All right.
somebody else's?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just kidding.
All right, who's
Wrestler,
starting?
go ahead.
Okay.
Am I starting?
Start,
Are you
Rick.
in?
Starts.
You can start.
I'm starting. All right. I have 2. One is a tag team that I think could go for multiple years. All right. And one that I think could go for a year and then see what happens.
You're
I'll start
doing
with the
1
first
right now, sir. One tag team right
I'm
now.
doing 1?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'll go ahead and I'll say that I think that with AJ Styles and the club getting together, right. Finn Balor walks by, but I think they should start going with the whole, Japan, and then as they're talking about Japan and how great they are, Shinsuke Nakamura walks up.
He don't speak English.
He don't have to because Finn Balor does. And he walks, and it's like, and then the next week, they talk to Finn Balor about joining the club. Hey, we want you to join the club, kind of thing. And then, like, Shinsuke walks up, and they're like, no, it's okay. We weren't going to ask you. We only want the elite in the club. Which, if you were a conspiracy theory person, that would kind of give you a thing. But I think they are courting Finn Balor. They don't want Shinsuke Nakamura. Finn Balor goes with Shinsuke Nakamura, fights against AJ in the club, and says, we have someone else. I don't know who that someone else is because we're not talking triple team things here. But I feel that the Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, as of 2 people who are very underutilized right now, if they teamed up against the club and just put a Japanese angle on it.
Magic.
Do you have a name for this tag team, Rich?
No, I do not.
No speak English. Sorry.
The No Speak English Warriors. That's what it is.
Raiders, called the Raiders.
As long as it's got Warriors in it.
No speak English experience.
No, that sounds like crap.
All right, Brian, you want to go next?
I will go with my first tag team that I put together here, and I don't have a name for them either, but I would definitely get matching trunks and a female valet by the name of Mandy Rose.
Oh, I hope you're picking the same one I did.
And I would tag up Heath Slater and Buddy Murphy. Matching trunks,
Crickets.
matching everything.
Crickets.
Mandy Rose comes out with them. I think it'd be great.
I think I agree with Resner.
You
I think it'd be a good tag team.
You make them both cocky pricks. They're cocky pricks, and they are together, and it's just all of a sudden Heath Slater finds nothing but wins when tagging with Buddy Murphy, and together they win championships, which later break up into a match between Buddy Murphy and Heath Slater, which puts them both over to the next degree.
Oh, I have such a similar thing. So I'll let you, but I'm very happy that we have such a similar thing, just with 2 different people, same valet.
That was you say you don't have a name for that team, right, Ryan?
Not really, no.
Okay. Michael, I'm about to lose to John Covey Cole in wrestling trivia loving. What is your choice for a makeshift tag team that's underutilized.
Actually, I do have a team name for this one. This one's called Dance R Us. It's Fandango and No Way Jose.
Dance R Us.
Hey.
Are you writing for 205 Live or?
I'm writing for SmackDown. I'm writing for SmackDown, John Covey Cole.
Okay.
SmackDown, you gonna taste here in a minute in the final round.
See, I feel like Fandango and No Way Jose the same way I felt about Buddy Murphy and Heath Slater. I don't feel like people would take them as a credible tag team.
It's not serious. It's kind of like the Fashion Police, like Fandango. And
Dance R Us.
I feel like Heath Slater and Buddy Murphy could be very serious.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. But Dance R Us, Brian, am I the minority here? Help me out.
No, I wouldn't dig that.
That was supposed to be your brownie point round. Brian was going to give you brownie points to go against me here for the title.
I believe that you will like my second tag team better, Mr. Cole. I promise.
Okay, I hope so, man, because you really let me down on that first one, buddy. Tommy Thomason.
I kind of like to see maybe get like a Cedric Alexander and Leo Rush.
Once again, are you going to 205 Live with this tag team?
It's kind of like a different Rock and Roll Express. I mean, you got two speedy guys.
Yeah, I mean, it could get over. You got a name for these guys?
No.
No?
No. I hadn't got that.
How about Fast R Us?
Fast R Us. We got Dancing R Us over here.
Did you miss it, Rich? We got a tag team from Loving called Dance R Us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Instead of Rock and Roll.
Like, this was not part of the agreement to come up with a tag team name.
Instead of the Rock and Roll Express, they could switch genres and be the Hip Hop Express.
There you go.
Wow.
But for the record, can we go ahead and take a second and acknowledge how great the Street Profits have been on Raw the last couple of weeks? I've really enjoyed that.
I liked their first week.
I think that was a
they was trying too hard this week.
Promo was a little hard to get through.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a Heyman move by calling them up.
That's what I'd say too. I mean, it's different. Of course, people's going to think it's a Heyman move. But I'm wondering if this Heyman and Bischoff thing is just something to get wrestling fans interested. I wonder if it's just a position
if
that...
it's a work?
Yeah.
If it's a thing where no, we told you Heyman was in charge, and he wasn't at all.
Right.
You guys are so stupid. You believe that this was great,
right?
Because we told you who was writing it,
right?
That seems like a very Vince McMahon thing.
Absolutely,
to say.
absolutely.
And speaking of Heyman and Bischoff, after SummerSlam, I have heard that they are bringing the draft back.
Where'd you hear this at?
I've been getting on my news feeds.
That's that place you got Dance RS at?
They are bringing back the draft, and they want Eric Bischoff and Heyman to make this episode.
Motherfucking draft.
I'm telling you, they are bringing. I'm telling
the draft back. Fox is going. They're not going to let Raw have the good stars. They want the good stars on both shows. Hence the wild card rule that has disappeared, and everybody just goes where the hell they want to go. They're not bringing back the draft.
After SummerSlam, when the draft happens, I want you to get back with me and let me know what you think of the draft.
I will get with you. I'll say Mike Loving.
We'll tell you right after Nikki Cross becomes Sister Abigail, Mike.
I will get with you. And I'll say Mike Loving, you were wrong, and I am still your Royal Ramble champion.
All right, John Covey Cole, give me your tag team.
Don't you yell at me, pal. Don't you yell at the champ like that. Rich, throw out your number 2. I'm saving mine for the end, baby.
Really? Oh. Well, why don't I get to do my number 2? I was first.
You do after Rich does.
I was second.
We get to do ours, and then he will give his last one because he's apparently the best.
It's the finale, boys. Ta-da!
All right, go ahead, Rich. What was your other one?
Oh, my other one was still the valet of Mandy Rose, but matching tights, potentially matching hair. It depends on him. But I would love to see the tag team of Dolph Ziggler and Chad Gable as kind of.
I'm with you, Rich. I like it.
I don't want to say heavenly bodies or some, but something that's, we're 2 pretty boys who are heels with a hot ass manager, valet, and we're just kind of like Revival in their old schoolness, except pretty, you know. And then you can, and then that
like
would,
a Midnight Express type,
like a Midnight Express type. And then you could go that on for a long time until you decide to make Chad Gable the baby face and get him over. And then you build a star that way. Because Dolph Ziggler is on the decline. So therefore you have to build Chad Gable up. And I feel that Dolph Ziggler is the guy to do that in a tag team with him.
I like
that
it
better than Bobby Roode, where he's taking with Bobby Roode. I do like that idea.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that makes more sense, really. Brian, please redeem yourself, sir.
Okay, I got a good one this time, and it takes a piece from Tommy Thomason's, but we've got a tag team name in this one, and we've got a theme. Okay, first what you do is you dye Shelton Benjamin's hair blonde again. Yeah. Shelton Benjamin goes back to the gold standard.
Okay.
Leo Rush is the 24-year-old piece of gold. And together, they are Gold Rush.
I like that.
I like that. I like
they
that.
Are awesome.
I like that.
Claps, snaps to you, sir.
Yep.
Well done.
Do I get a chance to redeem myself there, Mr. Covey?
No, that was horse shit. You ain't getting another chance.
But no, you ain't going to take a stab at what I was going to say. Hey, listen here.
Go ahead. What you got, Lovey?
We got.
Please listen.
We got Keith
I'm
Lee.
giving you, look, this is something I normally don't do. I'm going to go against my better judgment. What is your second team if you could pick one?
Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. Call it the Limitless Bros.
I enjoy the tag team. I don't know about the name, though.
Yeah.
I'd rather put Matt Riddle with Cassius Ohno because they can have matching tights. Because I've been playing WWE like 2K19 and I put those guys together and they were actually pretty good. So yeah,
Cassius Ohno looks like such crap though.
Yeah, he's not even trying.
He has a glandular disorder, I'm sure.
Well, he needs to get a new outfit. It looks like crap.
Yeah, I don't like it. But
all right, you guys ready to shit on me?
Ready.
Absolutely.
All right, so I've been giving Mr. Resner a hard time there for months upon months about following instructions. Guess who didn't follow instructions this week? I don't just have a tag team, gentlemen. I have a stable, okay?
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of, I guess you could use the Freebird rules and anybody could be tag team in the group.
That sounds lazy, but all right.
Okay, well, if I had to just choose two guys, it would be Randy Orton and Curtis Axel. I would totally repackage Curtis Axel. And if you guys are going to let me build a stable, then I'm going to have Bo Dallas join in. And then I'm going to have Shane McMahon being the manager. And we're going to call it the Bloodline. And third generation is going to take over the WWE. Third generation wrestlers, third generation promoter. They're going to go in. They're going to do things. They're going to whip Dance R Us's ass. They're going to whip whatever other gold Schlager's ass. They're going to kick all the ass.
They ain't beating Gold Rush. No, sir.
Yes, they are. Bloodline is going to do it all. Essentially, this is a reboot of Legacy. But
yeah, with Roman Reigns'
with the B
faction.
team.
With Roman Reigns' faction name.
Sure.
I agree with Casey there. Now,
what Casey say?
You lost your damn mind. But anyway.
Yeah, a long time ago.
She's always hating on me. She's just mad because she ain't the champ.
Bloodline is actually used in New Japan right now.
It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie too. What's your point?
That was Bloodsport.
Shut up, Brian.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we've all got our tag teams out.
You're drowning, Covey Cole. You're drowning.
I think that all of us can agree that Gold
better,
Rush was the best.
It's better than Dance R Us, damn it.
Hey, listen here. We still got a final round to go.
Speaking of final rounds, it's time for round 5.
It kind of sounded like Mike Loving wanted to up the bet.
Can we have a point check now since it's the last round?
No.
No, we can't. After this,
You
we'll
guys are
do a
horrible
point
at
check,
suspense.
and we'll declare a winner.
I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
It's two numbers that Randy Savage and Stephanie McMahon probably done.
Listen.
Oh, okay. I got you. Thank you.
Shame on you.
The subject of this round is 91 through 93 WCW.
Oh, I knew there was a question coming up. Oh, here we go. I'm ready.
Okay, Mike. Halloween Havoc 1992. The main event is Sting versus Jake the Snake Roberts. In the spin the wheel, make the deal match. When the wheel is spun, what match does it
He has
land
no idea.
on?
He doesn't.
He has no clue.
He doesn't. I know this one.
What match did it land on when they spun the wheel? Do you understand the concept of spin the wheel, make the deal?
Yeah, it was the one they used back couple Halloween. They used it at a couple Halloween Havocs.
They did. What did it land on for Sting versus Jake Roberts?
Was this the Miners Glove match?
He got it. He got the coal miners glove match. It was.
Wow.
Good job, Loving.
Hey, are you scared now?
Good job, Funner Us, or whatever the hell you name was.
Yeah, you're scared now.
I ain't scared.
Okay. So wow, if John misses this, he could have some trouble. All right, here we go. What was the identity of the Halloween Phantom at Halloween Havoc 1991?
Are you the champ?
I will be if you don't answer this question.
No, if I don't answer this question correctly, then we'll tie, and I'm guessing we'll go to sudden death.
Sudden death, which is something you don't want to be.
Knowing Brian as well as I know him, you know who Brian's favorite wrestler of all time is? Because that's the answer to this question. The ravishing one, Rick Rude. Thank you.
That is correct.
Come again. Still the champ. Done told you.
John Covey Cole keeps the championship. Here at the Royal Ramble, we have a champion that just cannot be beat. John Covey Cole defeats Mike Loving in a 5-round trivia contest right here. And even though Mike Loving answered some questions we never thought that he would answer, John Covey Cole still comes out as the champion. Derek Jones is probably rolling in his shallow grave behind John's house.
I want you ramblers out there, Derek including, for you guys to stop disrespecting me. I'm not a fake champ. I showed you right there. I had legitimate competition here on the show, and I handled my business. I'm not a fake champion.
Yeah, you was handed the championship. You was the head of championship.
What?
You was handed the championship.
Derek Jones just continues to roll in that shallow grave in John's yard.
Wow.
Yep. I hope Derek comes back and beats you.
You want zombies? Mike Loving? Is that what you're saying?
That's how you
Mike
get zombies.
Loving is pro-zombie. If no one heard that.
I love Walking Dead.
What I was saying was,
pro-zombie.
any of you ramblers out there think you got what it takes, holler at us. I would love to face you. I done put this one in his place.
I didn't say I answered some questions, right?
You did, Tom.
Hey, Roscoe, I think you should challenge. I think there should be a new challenge in Roscoe.
I think you need to shut your little whore mouth over there, pal.
Is there
going out hot.
Is there a rooster in the room? I didn't see a rooster.
Hey.
He has a hard time differentiating things. You know what I mean?
Mark Scott on Facebook
Why
says,
are you calling Tommy Thomason Roscoe? What, does he look like P. Coltrane to you,
That's his nickname.
"Hey Roscoe, King Cole still the champ. Nice try, McLovin," says Mark Scott.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see Gold Rush's first match.
Is it going to be against the Bloodline? That's not a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Or
New Japan.
They had Mandy Rose. I think the main thing is Mandy Rose.
I agree.
You put Mandy Rose with she would beat. Yeah, I amend my thing. Dolph Ziggler, Chad Gable.
If you put Mandy Rose with her, we can't have HLA. So we're just going to leave her where she's at right now. Okay.
We are 40-something years old, John Covey Cole. Get past the HLA. All right, we are not the demographic for that. All
And
right.
I'm not. And I'm Brian Resner, and I'm not 40.
Oh,
Just so everybody
Casey
knows.
mentioned talking smack on the Facebook. She says,
Not
I'm going to take
40.
that belt and make it the first ever women's champ. You ain't going to take nothing. You going to take the trash out
I
like I
think
just
it's a great
did.
idea. I think
With
it's a great idea.
with all the words that you've said on this show, I'm pretty sure I can get away with this one. I say, if you don't face Casey Mitchum for that title, you ain't got a ball one in your sack, sir.
Listen, I don't have to have any balls, pal. I done got my kids out the way.
He's just scared.
There's a
Who
30-day.
told you what a vasectomy was? Because that's not what it is.
Shut up, Rich.
No, you know that, right? Tell me you know that.
I just
You better
won. Yeah.
face Casey Mitchum for the belt. Or you
Listen,
ain't got
I don't
a
have to
ball
face
one in
anybody
your
right
sack.
now, okay? I just defended my championship legitimately. There you have it. And that's that. Maybe I'll face somebody in another 30 days or so.
Just a sack hanging, not a single
Hey.
ball.
He's just hanging off someone's coattail.
Who the hell's coattail am I hanging on?
Marbles.
I just choked
Just
your
a-
ass with that
just-
coattail.
It's called the Cuban. Cuban gave you that belt.
Oh my god.
The Mountaineer?
The Cuban.
The Mountaineer. Oh yeah. His new movie, The Mountaineer.
Yeah.
But the rest
Casey on there calling me names. Casey, I don't appreciate that.
It's okay, Casey. I'm going to fight for your right to take this title.
This ain't no democracy, pal.
The person who
not
can
a
guess how
ball
many
one.
marbles are on John Covey Cole's nutsack wins the championship. How about that?
Goose egg.
She said, I don't want to face her on a softball field either. Well, I ain't worried about you on no softball field.
Ooh, you better watch out.
Oh, I think you're starting some stuff.
And now my old buddy
Oh.
Chuck Webb's in here. He said, let's go, Covey, me and you, for old time's sake. Y'all just need to calm the hell down, all right?
Hey, you called everybody
You
out.
started
Yeah, you called everybody out.
Well, I can't fight
You
everybody.
started it. We're
I can't
out.
compete against everybody at one time.
Yeah, you can't cheat on against everybody either.
I didn't cheat against you. Ben Cliff's
Show me
team.
proof.
Ben
Show
Cliff says
proof
he's
where
team
he
Casey.
cheated on you.
You guys want to talk about next week's topic or not?
Yeah.
We'll
All
talk
right.
about
Next week on the
Yeah, we
show
do.
is going to be a lot of fun, I believe. So next week on the show, Pro
Way to
Wrestling
sell
Time
it,
Machine.
man. Way to sell it.
If you could take any inactive star from the past to compete in present day WWE, who would it be and why? Do they have to be alive, Brian?
Nope. Pro Wrestling Time Machine. You go back in time and pick up any wrestler and bring him back to present day.
Y'all ain't gonna give me props on my DeLorean with Vince McMahon right there? I thought that was pretty good.
I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
From what I see, that's
See, that's the kind of stuff you can do when you champ, Mike Loving. You ain't never gonna.
Well,
do that
actually, if
back
I was
then.
champ, I'd put Brian Resner's face on there
Why?
because he agrees with
Because-
everything I said.
No.
You
I
always
want
tend
everything.
you always tend to disagree with everything I say, Covey Cole.
It's because you're always wrong, Mike.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when that lottery happens,
He's not lying. He's not lying. You kind of are wrong a lot of the time, man.
Ben Cliff here on Facebook, our buddy across the pond. Well, I guess my former buddy, because he's threatening to beat me. He said, if I lived in the U.S., I'd face you and beat you. I got half the mind to fly your little English ass over here and
Ain't little.
whoop on you myself.
Ain't little.
See,
I'll
they-
fly, well, you ain't little, but I'll fly you over here myself and handle business.
see they
How
know
about them apples?
See, they know you're beatable, John Covey. Just because you beat me don't mean you beat me by
No,
that much.
physically beatable. Ben Cliff could probably actually beat John Covey Cole up. You, on the other hand, really couldn't. So
That guy over there on the end couldn't even whip
that was
cream.
an insult and a compliment all at the same time, Resner.
Oh, thanks, Rich. I appreciate you. Next time I see you at an event, I'll make
Who
sure.
the hell's Thor Hines? He's on Facebook talking smack. He says, not a fighting champion, huh? I'm a fighting champion. I ain't worried. And I ain't forgot about Derek Stowers either down there in Charleston area with the Pro Wrestling
Oh,
Conquest.
Lord, are you hitting up the Facebook right now?
No.
You forgot about one Derek I know of.
Derek
who would
Jones?
totally kick your ass.
He's gone, bud. Hey, he's gone. I ain't got to worry about him no more, all right?
Yeah, we know. You got rid of him.
Yeah, slander
Yeah.
my name. We ain't going to do that around these parts.
Get
See,
real.
we're building this up for a comeback, and it ain't gonna happen. So let's.
Casey says she's off on Wednesdays. Well, that's fine. You enjoy being off and not being scared, and I'll be enjoying continuing to be the champ over here.
Can,
But
can
anyway-
I sit in on that one if that happens?
What's that?
Can I sit in on that one if that happens?
I might need to hire me a bodyguard for that one if Casey comes over
Yeah.
here. So
I might come for that.
Tommy, are you available to be his bodyguard? because you worked out so well for Mike.
Check it out, Ramblers. It's not just a trivia contest. I'm up for defending this championship in other ways too. I'm open to suggestions. I love.
How about jelly matches like wrestler was going to put you
nasty.
Oh my God.
You go ahead.
For the love of God.
You want to go and finger bang with Ricochet, which is jelly. You go right ahead, but I ain't fooling with all that.
Wow. See, I was going for a tar and feather match. I don't know why. But, you know.
What about a pie?
Cody Green. Cody Green says Royal Rumble Gauntlet match. Cody, you trying to kill me?
Thank you, Cody.
Yes.
Jesus, I thought we was friends too. He's trying to kill me.
I love Cody.
He loves you back.
I know.
Who's your manager, Covey? Is it Rich Quick?
I don't have a manager. I don't need a manager for the likes of you, pal. Ben Cliff says if Rez puts in some old ECW questions, I'll annihilate Covey Cole. You think I don't know about no ECW? Brian, ask me an ECW question off the top of your head.
Ask you an ECW question off the top of my head.
Who was Raven in a tag team with?
Oh, hell. I want to say Stevie Richards.
Well,
or maybe the
answer
Sandman?
I was looking for was Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, well, see,
I was say, he didn't
I guess he was right.
So you don't know your ECW there, Covey?
Well, he's right. He did team with Steve Richards because they tag team champions.
Look at Casey. She's still there running her mouth. She says softball field, trivia, wrestling, ring. I'll take you any day, Covey. Don't cry when I beat you. You ain't going to beat nothing.
Wow.
But, yeah, I guess Ben Cliff was right. I kind of screwed up the ECW question.
Well, you know.
I'm sure he did team with Stevie Richards one time, though.
They were tag team champions.
Like my cousin tells me, do your homework before you come.
You guys have any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Hold on.
Yeah, we definitely
Were you
shouldn't
testing
leave it.
for an oral exam, Mike?
I was going to say, we definitely shouldn't leave it with, like my cousin says, do whatever before I come.
That's why I'm here, baby, because I'm a professional. All right.
You ain't professional
cheers.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ramble on that one. Ramble on.
Oh, look at Cody on here. He said he'll be at the field tomorrow. Just show up and challenge him. Maybe I won't be at the field tomorrow.
It might rain.
He probably won't.
Casey said if you're scared, just say you're scared. I ain't scared. I ain't never
He's
scared.
busy. He's
Busy.
not scared. He's busy.
Exactly. You got any final thoughts, Mr. Thomason? Before we get out of here, anything you want to let these ramblers out here know?
I just had a great time here. I like this. I'd come back and do this again.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Mike Loving, sorry you couldn't get the job done, pal.
Right.
There's always next year.
You did do an exceptional job, Mike Loving. I will tell you that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that from you, Rest. Now, Covey, I'll still keep you in my thoughts.
Keep me in your thoughts. Keep me in your prayers. I don't care where you keep me. Wherever you keep me, my championship belt's going to be with me.
Yeah, we'll see about that next year.
Brian, you got any final thoughts?
Nope. I got to get out of here.
Rich Quick?
I'm already late.
Oh, hell. Rich Quick, you got something?
Well, thanks to Tommy for redeeming yourself that one time in the show, having a good time, and good luck to Mike going home. Be careful. Wear reflection. People might think you're a moose. Okay,
I got right back with it.
Rich, I'll get you back. Don't worry. You'll see me somewhere.
Thanks again, Ramblers, for tuning in. Next week, same Ramble time, same Ramble champion, right here on the Facebox Live. Ain't that right?
Ramble on.
Ramble on. See, he gonna jump the gun on me, but see, I keep talking, and he's just gonna keep doing that, and embarrassing himself.
Ramble on.
See, I'm just gonna keep talking again, and he's just gonna keep on rambling on. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in out there, Ramblers. We will see you guys next week. That's your cue, Brian.
Ramble on.